Hi, everyone. Today we're with Caroline from Boudoir by Olin. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Caroline. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourself and Boudoir by
I know it's
Olin?
a hard word to pronounce. Yes. First of all, thank you for being here and your awesome crew and everybody here. So Boudoir by Olin started. Actually, I used to be a wedding photographer. I did a lot of weddings every single year, and it started when my brides would ask me, "Hey, would you do a boudoir shoot for me? You're my wedding photographer. You're a woman. I trust you." And that's kind of how it started. And I found myself liking boudoir more and more. Um, and then one day I had this client, I'll never forget her. She had a gastric bypass surgery and she had lost 180 pounds. And she still had a little bit of body dysmorphia where what she saw in the mirror didn't really match up to reality. And she wanted to see what other people saw. So, and this was before her skin removal surgery, actually. So, she had never taken pictures of herself, couldn't really look at herself in the mirror, even before and after the surgery. So, we did her photos, had a great time, and that was my first time doing a client that was not a bride. Um, and when I showed her photos, she cried. And then it made me cry. And it changed the way she looked at herself. And she didn't even want to get skin removal surgery after that. So then I was like, wait, there's something here. And then my next client also was not a bride. She grew up with an eating disorder, um, and was pretty bad actually. Went through rehab, hospitalization for it. And she had already done 4 or 5 of those. I think they're called the Spartan races, where you get the medals. But she was still feeling like she was overweight inside, even though she knew she wasn't, and she needed to reconcile again. So it was almost like opposite ends of the spectrum. And we took some photos of her with her medals too. And she had a really fit body because she was just like, doing the races. And showed her the photos, same thing. Like she cried and she did it a second time. So that's when I actually thought, there's something here. There's purpose behind it and this is different. And that's when I started going, well, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. And then it kind of just grew from there. And a lot of people think boudoir is just sexy pictures in lingerie, and it's not. We'll photograph you in anything. I've done jeans, I've done cycling shorts, I've done wrestling gear, and it's just that whatever makes you feel confident and attractive as a woman, that's it. And you don't have to show the pictures to anybody, or you can. It's frequently a gift for somebody's groom. But that's boudoir. Yeah.
I love that. So I saw on your website that you are a woman-owned
Yes.
company. All of your staff is ladies.
Hmm.
So it really seems like you have built your company around empowering women.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that. So my next question was, are boudoir photos only for brides? And
Yeah. No, it's not. I think, but it is such a great match for a bride. I think boudoir because it's not just a present for him, right? For your partner, for the groom or bride. It is also a present for yourself. The experience is for yourself. And I think as women, we frequently need a reason to do something. If it's just completely for ourselves, we feel guilty. If it's a gift for somebody else, then we feel like it's okay. And I always jokes like, well, when was the last time your partner went to Home Depot and bought like a $2,000 saw with no qualms? And I think women feel a lot guiltier about spending money on themselves. Um, so for brides, then they can double up. It's a gift, plus it's a gift for themselves. It's also an experience. They're usually at a very fit moment in their life with their bodies. They've, spent so many months trying to get ready. And it's a magical feeling that, like, I'm almost married, almost there. It's magical. And sometimes we do it with the garter belt, the veil, Some brides will request white lingerie or they'll bring their own lingerie, even though sometimes I say, your partner has no idea why you have to wear white, right? Like why brides wear white, and sometimes even my brides are like, I don't know why brides wear white, right? So I think that presenting the book too to your partner on your wedding day or the day after is such a nice surprise because a lot of the ladies who say, my partner would never guess that I'm doing this. This is so outside of the box for me. And then seeing something that's a testament to not just your beauty, but your confidence and your self care. I think that's the most attractive thing. So
I love that. So on that, like, how should you prepare for your photo shoot?
super easy because a month and 2 weeks before we send you emails and a whole PDF, actually 3 PDFs on how to prepare, including how to shop for lingerie, what kind of lingerie you should shop for, and then the self-care portion. But real quick, what I always tell women is drink as much water as you can, starting at least 2 weeks beforehand. If you can keep up half a gallon a day, that is awesome for you and your health. Moisturize. Please do not get a self tan or any drastic hair color change, haircut, anything like that up to a week before your session, because we have had some people who don't follow that and they're like, oh my God, my hair is too dark. I don't know what to do, or self tan lines are also kind of annoying sometimes. So just things like that. And then what I love to say is look in the mirror and tell yourself how amazing you are.
I love that.
So,
That's amazing. What should the brides or not even brides, the clients really expect when they come in for a photo shoot?
um, that is a life changing experience. The women who walk through my doors leave a different person. So when you get here, you'll be greeted by one of my girls. And then we'll take you upstairs. We'll hang up all your clothes so that we can see what outfits you bring. And then we whisk you away to our hair and makeup. And a professional stylist will make you over. I have stylists that I really love working with because I have no idea what to do hair and makeup wise. So while you're in there, typically I will look at the outfits, or my associate photographer Emily will look through your outfits. If we feel like we need to jazz it up a little, we have a client closet downstairs. We have over 600 pieces from extra small to 6XL, so the whole size range, and we can pull accessories, shoes, whatever we want, extra outfits. Once you're done with your hair and makeup, we'll talk about your outfits and what your vibe is. I would have also at that point read through your questionnaire that goes through like who's your style icon, what are you trying to achieve, what body parts do you love, what body parts do you want to minimize, what body parts does your partner love, the whole thing. And then we get right to shooting, and that's the most fun portion because it's just, I think a lot of brides at that point get really, really scary because they don't know what to do. But I'll actually show you every single pose. I'll get down on the floor with you, show you everything so you don't have to think. You're just following and feeling yourself. And while you start really nervous, by the end of the first set, we're usually like laughing and giggling and just chatting. And it takes about an hour to hour and a half, depending on how many bonuses, how many sets, how many outfits. But it just kind of seems to just fly by super fast. And then after that, I ask you to chill, hang out for about 15 minutes, go ahead and take selfies in my studio is what I always say, and they always do because the lighting is amazing. And during that 15, 20 minutes, I'll actually pick through my favorite photos of you. I'll edit them real quick, just kind of like a color grading, and then you see them right away, same day. You pick through your favorites. And you narrow it down to whatever products you want. If you want an album or a wall gallery, and then and that's about it. And the whole process is about 3 to 5 hours, depending on how complicated the shoot is. But you come in one person, you leave a different person, and you get to see your photos the same day. And I believe that, so when you see your photos the same day, we don't edit body modifications at all. And I really have seen that there is power to it because then you see what your body actually looks like. A lot of my brides are shocked that it's them without any Photoshop, and that's so healing in itself, you know? So,
Yeah, absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. I mean, you've touched on it so much. As women, we do see ourselves differently than the world
Mm-hmm.
usually sees us. So
Yeah.
that's kind of an amazing process that I never even thought about, like boudoir. You know, to me, boudoir has always been, oh well, it's, you know, something you do for like your spouse or something like
Right.
that. I never thought
Yeah.
about how it
Yeah.
might empower just myself to do something like that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Um, so I mean, you kind of said a little bit, but for me, like I would always be extremely nervous to come and
Mm-hmm.
do a boudoir. So how do you help your clients really get over those initial nerves and fears
Yeah.
to even just like, you know, make the call to do the
Yeah.
booking?
I always say that it's a long game, right? Like some ladies have been following us for years, our Instagram. Some ladies are just, I got to do this now. And then they're like, I got to get in as soon as possible because if I think about this too much, I'm not going to get in there. So it kind of depends. But, you know, we're here to answer any question. We prefer to talk to you on the phone so that we can answer any questions. My girl, Ellie, that does the calls, was actually a client of mine. She had 3 boudoir shoots with me before she joined the team. So she knows firsthand the whole process. And we believe in talking to you on the phone and just being kind and listening to your story and what's your why. That's our biggest thing that we ask on the phone. Once you book with us, you'll get the guides, like I said, and emails that kind of help you. They kind of build on the last email, you know, the next email builds on the last email and helps you with that emotional process. We also do a pre-consultation call. Every single client can call us at any time, any amount of calls that you want to ask questions. Um, and helping everybody post, I think it also makes people feel better. The fact that we have a client closet also helps with, you know, women who are like, I don't know where to shop. I don't know how to shop. I don't know what colors. I don't know what fit. And we say, don't worry about it. We have everything for you. The fact that we have hair and makeup, also in them starting in hair and makeup, you kind of like calm down a little bit. You know, you don't get as nervous. It's like talking to a girlfriend. And then really at the photo shoot with me and or Emily, this might sound weird, but when you don't treat it like they're in their lingerie, then it's not a big deal, you know? And it's like, and we just, it's not a thing. We're talking about life, work, kids, whatever you want, and like current events, even sometimes. So you forget. And I think a lot of the women, all you're looking for is permission to not feel scared or shamed or judged. And once you have that, it's fine. And while a lot of ladies start behind the curtains changing, by the second or third set, they don't even draw the curtain anymore and they're just changing right there, or we're just talking, you know, and it's not a big deal. So that's part of the magic though, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can see just by having this conversation just how relaxed you could feel in your presence.
Yeah.
Really. So that's kind of like, I know you touched on it, is not knowing how to model, because I'd be like, well, I don't know how I'm supposed to model.
Right.
Also, another big fear I think I would have too is like I laugh a lot when I'm uncomfortable. So
I think we should get laughing pictures of you, you know, just because like oh, certain things that you feel like embarrassed of, your partner might find really endearing. And that might be like the one thing about you that people know. But I've never had somebody be super uncomfortable. We also work through, you know, just like chilling and making sure everybody is okay. I've had clients who are so scared in the first set they cry. They just break down and cry. Um, and that's my job to sit there and cry, like hold your hand while you cry. And then we talk it out and talk it out. And after that, you start laughing. A very, we have quite a few women that cry during their session or during the reveal, but most of the time is crying because years of pain and trauma is released, and I'm just there to be the safe space and hold that space for you. So I think you wash that away and then you start fresh, and it's always been great. Like I love my job because of that, you know? So yeah.
Yeah. When you come in, do you will you know like who your photographer is going to be? Do you speak with like the hair and makeup ladies ahead of time, or is that something that you kind of figure out the day of based on what you're bringing in?
Yeah, it's because we asked you for the questionnaire, and it's a little bit deep. It's deeper than just a normal wedding questionnaire. It was based off my wedding photography questionnaire, and then we went a little bit deeper. So we know which hair and makeup artists that we should pair you up with. If you want natural hair, if you want curls, if you want finger waves, if you want a dark smoky eye, things like that, we can match you up with the right one. Or if you have extensions, we have a girl that is specialized in extensions. So we've already done the homework for you by then. You know who your photographer is when you book. So we're not just going to spring. And plus, it's just me and Emily. So it's not like there's a whole lot. But you will pair you up with the right photographer based on what kind of look you want. Emily's a little bit younger and she used to be a cheerleader. So she is, that very like, she's your personal cheerleader and she'll cheer you on. And I'm more like, I'll sit here with you and like, we'll chat and you will go a little bit slower. So, yeah.
Do you need to know exactly what you want your sets to look like, or like how you want it to be, or is it more
No.
something that you figure out with your client?
Yeah, we figure it out through their personality, their questionnaire. We ask them for 3 pictures of ours that they like, so we can tell, because sometimes it's really hard to express in words what you like. It's just easier like this is a picture I like, and we figure out just also considering your body type and what would be the most flattering for you, your skin color. So a lot of that is already pre-calculated by us just to make sure that you have the best photos possible. But yeah.
How many sets do you have on site here?
Oh my God, goodness. We just like changed up. So we have like little vignettes, and then sometimes we group the vignette under one big set. So if you're talking little vignettes, I think we have close to 20.
Wow.
Yeah, so we can kind of pick and choose depending on, like I said, like your skin color, your personality, your outfit. Also, is it your first time or your second time? Or we have a swing, we have an outdoor set. We're going to add the bathtub set that actually will have foam and water. So it's not a fake bathtub, it's a pink jacuzzi tub. So we can kind of like pick and pull. Sometimes we shoot in the alley. And so if a client has a motorcycle or her partner has a motorcycle, we bring it into the alley and we get a little bit of an industrial look.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you can do a lot.
Yeah, we can do a lot. Yeah. And we also have some locations offsite that we know we can shoot on and with complete privacy. So, yeah.
Well, that's great to know, because I think that's probably another fear for some is that how private is it?
Yeah, 100% private. We have clients who are teachers, lawyers, politicians, people who you'll never see their photos, right? And so not only will you never see them online, but once we are done with your photos and you've picked the ones that you like, we delete them off our servers. So nobody has them. We also tend to not put things online as much as we can. And that's why we shy away from online galleries, because of the nature of the work. We don't want anybody accidentally hacking into it or finding it, somehow. And every single client gets the option of their privacy settings or their privacy levels. And then you just let us know.
Wow, that's a great feature.
Yeah.
How long should you prepare or set aside for your photo shoot? And really, what is the ideal timeline for?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's a
client?
really great question, actually. So, shooting here on site, I would say anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. We do have clients that come in early and then they want to take a nap because they want to get away from their kids and they just want to be alone. So that's always just let us know, we're here to accommodate. Especially if we're doing a 7-day reveal for you, then it's gonna take a little bit longer. And our reveals don't tend to go super long, like 1 hour, an hour and a half tops, and it's usually pretty easy to decide. How long in advance really depends on when you need your products by. So let's say your wedding date is in August, and you want your boudoir album to gift to your fiance. If your wedding is in August, I would say let's make sure to have that in house end of July, right? So you can proof it and make sure everything looks good. That is after we already proof it. So everything comes through us first. It takes anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to get an album made because every single one is handmade. And because I was a wedding photographer, I want the same quality. So it does take a while because everything is like super nice. And sometimes it's coming from Europe too. So 4 to 6 weeks for the album to be made, and then you back that up a little bit. So 2 weeks before that is the shoot, you know. So we always say make sure you contact us about 4 to 5 months ahead of time. Yeah.
And then it's about an 8 to 9 week process.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But some of the further ahead you prepare, that also means you're taking care of your skin. You're taking care of your hair, you're taking care of your outfits, you're enjoying the process of shopping. There isn't a lot of lingerie options to shop in Sacramento. So it's always nice to give yourself time, make sure you order the ones you like, get them back to you, try them on. We always say, please try them on before you come here because you never know what the disaster could be, So give yourself time. And this is another, it's not just another checklist item. This is a chance for you to really pamper yourself, indulge, take the time, figure out who you are in terms of your lingerie style, your beauty style. Some of us don't know. Some ladies have never shopped for lingerie before. So like take the time and just really enjoy that.
Do you have to wear lingerie for a boudoir shoot?
Absolutely not. I've had clients that do not wear lingerie at all because they're a little bit more comfortable in normal clothes, jeans. It's always great. We all know the Calvin Klein ads, like that's not normal lingerie, and that's always awesome. Um, if you have a fiance that goes to work in a work shirt, that's always great. Leather jacket, their jackets is always awesome. So there's so much that we can actually play with, So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. During your photo shoot, how many wardrobe changes are there typically?
Anywhere from 4 to 6, depending on like your bonus sets and additions too. I like to balance it with your energy level. If you do too much, you're gonna start like needing a nap towards the end, So, and making sure that there's variety. My thing that I say to my ladies is, please don't bring in all one color. Like, don't bring in all black or all in one style. So we like to vary it up a little bit. Yeah.
So when you have your initial consultation with your clients and you're kind of going over the different things, is that something that they know ahead of time? Like,
Yep.
hey,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and through the guides that we send them, we actually have a little subsite that is built just for our clients that they can go through and read all this stuff, because some clients need more help. Some clients, they've got it. So the ones that need more help, we have all the information for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Should you, I know you talked about like having like a work shirt or things like that. What other types of things from home should you?
Yeah, the work shirt is a huge one, or his favorite shirt of yours, so his favorite outfit of yours. Sometimes even something as cute and as simple as a summer dress with straps, and you can play around with the straps. That's also really cute. I've had clients that bring in gaming controllers because they're gamers and their partners are gamers. I've had books, I've had maps because they're travelers. So anything that you want to customize your session, we love. I've always told my ladies, like, I really want to do one with your dog, that kind of classical painting style of a woman, like a royal woman with her dog. Nobody's done that yet, so I'm putting that out in the universe, like a pet. But yeah, I mean, there's so much that we can do. But most of my ladies will come here with a bunch of stuff, sometimes a laundry basket, sometimes a suitcase, and then we just kind of like look through it. I've had bottles of whiskey, champagne, wine, honey, um, ice cubes. I mean, like you name it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's endless.
Yes.
Endless
In and Out
options.
Burger was one of the cutest one with like fries and ketchup. I was like, down. Like let's do it. I've also had snakes. Yeah. So yeah, they're pet snakes. So which was pretty cool. Yeah. So
I don't think I'd like that one, but
yeah.
yeah, I'm not a fan of snakes. So when you mentioned bringing, like you had a client that brought their motorcycle and you guys set it up out in the alley and did all that, do you do almost like, obviously a wardrobe change a little bit, but do you change up hair and makeup, or do you always stay in the same hair and makeup that you started with?
It depends on if you get an add-on or not, too. But I always say to my clients, we can start with a more nude lip, and then halfway through, if you want to put on red lips, let's do it. For your hair, it, it becomes more and more bedroom because I'm playing with the hair, so it becomes kind of like, like looser and looser, and your hair is in your face and things like that. In terms of the motorcycle shoot, at the end, she put on a motorcycle helmet. So that didn't really matter. And we needed to save that at the end because otherwise makeup would be ruined. But there's always this progression. Like you're more dressed in the beginning, and then it's like layers come off, and then the hair just gets softer, the makeup gets softer, but you also get softer. And usually, I want to say half of my clients end up with a nude set at the end, but they're so comfortable. And I call that like it's the Sunday after look, where you're just in bed, like you have coffee on the side, and you're just like, it's just nice and soft. So there is a progression just because of your emotions too. And just, I'm leading you through it. So in the beginning, you might be a little bit more nervous, but at the end, you're just chatting with a girlfriend, and it looks nice and relaxed too. So yeah.
So it starts with the more like tight curls.
Yes.
With loose legs.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just kind of like that natural progression too. I always say, think of it like date night. This is when you first see each other, and then when we end, is the morning after kind of thing. So, and then my ladies always get it. Yeah. So, and
Absolutely.
then the hardest part, I think, is just saying goodbye after such a really emotional journey, especially when there's been crying, or there's been like a release, something healing. That's the hardest part, where we stand in front of the building for a little bit and we chat, and I say, like, this isn't the end of it. Like, I want to know what happens after that. So yeah.
So I mean, from what it sounds like, most people end up coming back to do this again and again.
Yes. And we also have a Facebook group, and I think we're up to 10.6 thousand women.
Oh, wow.
So over 10,000 women. And they have their own community there. We never have to moderate it. Nothing ever happens bad in that group, but they make friends. They share their journeys. They share the experiences. They help each other with lingerie, shoes, shoot questions, and even just life questions. And so there is almost like a family. So we always say, like, welcome to the family. And they send us videos of their partners opening up the album in the box, so they post it in the group. So it's always really nice. But yeah, I have ladies that come back every few years for their birthday, so every big milestone. I have some that come back every couple of years too. So yeah.
So I always ask, what advice do you have for the engaged couples that are in like the thick of planning?
As a boudoir photographer, as a previous wedding photographer?
Either one or both.
As a previous wedding photographer, just remember that the wedding is ultimately about you guys. That at a certain point, you can't make everybody happy, and you shouldn't. And what I always tell my clients is, like, even peanut butter doesn't make everybody happy, right? So just stop trying so much. Trying to be nice to everybody will cost you a lot of emotional grief. Um, and as a boudoir photographer, guys, just trust your women. Leave her alone on this decision. Don't ask her questions when she leaves your house with a bag filled with lingerie, and just enjoy the whole process of knowing that she's taking care of herself. She's doing something amazing for you, and she's confident enough to do this. And when you get the album, it is so hard to know what to say as the partner, because you don't want to say something inappropriate, especially when it's like in a room filled with your friends and you're looking at the album. And just sit there, relish it in, and just every day tell her she's beautiful. Bring out the album on her worst days and remind her. And yeah.
I love that advice. And I love how you empower women, not just through your company, but through the photo shoots. Like, it's just amazing. And
Thank you. It's
for
fun. And you're gonna need to make a date to go through the whole process yourself.
Yeah,
and
I have
like
to schedule.
experience it. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much. The one question I forgot to ask you is, you are Caroline, but it's Boudoir by Olin.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell me this.
Yes. So my legal name is Caroline, and I was born and raised in Indonesia. So that's like on the other side of the world. It's actually a 24-hour flight to get home. It's 2 flights. So it's really far away. And back there, you're not actually called by your formal name. Everybody gets a nickname. And one of my grandmothers could not say ours very well, could not like roll her tongue and pronounce ours. And Caroline has a word, has a letter R in it. So they shortened it. And the Olin, Olin, comes from the very middle of Caroline. And that's what my nickname was. That's what I grew up with. And my whole family calls me that. My close friends call me that. And so when I was choosing my company name, I had to go with Olin. And my mom a few years ago said, why don't you just change your name to Olin? I'm like, why did you name me Caroline? So that's what most people know me as. Yeah.
Well, thank you again for being here today, and just thank you for everything you do.
Well, thank you for being here. It's been so much fun chatting with you.
You too. Okay, so after you come in and you check in with the girls downstairs, they'll bring you up here, and this is hair and makeup?
Yes, hair and makeup. So we love to personalize everything that we can. So we'll change out the name for you. And then slideshow will be going, so you can see kind of like the pictures that we do. You sit right here and we take care of you, and makeup artist will have her stuff all the way out here. So this is kind of like I think you had a great name for it, our touch-up station. So anything that you might need, liners, fashion tape, safety pin, even bra extenders, we have everything for you. So, and then in the studio, we have the lady's name all the time here. We will hang up your outfits right here, and we'll go through all the outfits. And then this is actually the big studio. I don't have all the lights on. This is, you can see it's like different sets, but then it's like one room. This is, we just named them, but I forgot what the names are. I think this is Eloise. So if you are light and fluffy and romantic, this is your style. This is where I'll photograph you. And then if you come in here, this I remember, this is Charlie, because this is our kind of like edgier, a little bit more masculine. So this is where we'll do it. And then this is our dark and gothic. Watch out for the little beam here. So this is our dark set. And it's also possible to mix up, because some ladies, they really, I love the bed and the light set. I love the couch there, but then I love this chair setup. So we kind of mix and match it. And then your next time back, you can say, I really love the dark bed. But we usually switch out the sets every like 12 to 18 months or so. Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So it's you're really just all in one room almost.
No, I have 2 other rooms and an outdoor set and the alley and a warehouse. So
wow.
Yeah. So this is kind of like my main room that I photograph in. I'll take you to the other room. Luckily we don't have any shoots today. Like Mondays and Tuesdays are our non-shoot days, they're our office days. This is where we do our reveal, but this is also, I'll show you, this is our vintage glam stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. This is one of the few rooms that has natural light by itself. So if you want just kind of like easy light, fluffy, natural light, that's one. But then after you view your photos, we invite you back here. You sit on the couch, and then we go through your photos on the big screen. But that's why you'll see the TV. This is actually a set. It's my shower set. So I wet it down, and then you stand behind it, and it looks like you're in the shower, and you don't even have to be wet. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, and I'll show you one more room. But that one's not, we haven't cleaned it up today because we always clean it up for in between sets. We just haven't put it back together yet. So this is another one. But yeah, she was done shooting yesterday and we haven't cleaned it up. But so here's yet another set. But yeah, each one is pretty different. So this is usually we call this more of our boho room. Yeah, so our boho ladies love it in here.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So again, like we can mix and match. You're not just stuck to one place or one look. Yeah.
That's amazing. And then you said you have the outdoor that's coming
Yes.
later.
Yes, probably in 2 weeks or whenever we get done weeding the whole backyard. But and then the client closet is downstairs. I can walk you through that when we do. Clients don't even come in here. But
Oh, wow.
yes. So this is how extensive it is. And we have extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, 2 to 3XL, 4 to 6XL, and then accessories, and one size fits all.
Wow.
Yeah. And then shoes and everything else. So,
So everything you can possibly dream of.
yes, even the disco cowboy hat we have. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, yep. And that's about it. An add-on is for them to get dressed in the client closet by us. So they go in there and they're like, oh my God, how can I get my closet like this? And then we're like, none of our closets are like this, girl. Like, it's only for work. So yeah.
Yeah, my closet wouldn't look like that ever.
So yeah.
That's awesome.